Hello everyone and welcome back to the next installment of our 10.1 raid guides, proudly presented by Kingston FURY. This is Crzypck from Method, and today we'll show you how to kill Rashok in Mythic Aberrus. For all of our Mythic videos, we'll assume you know the fight and its mechanics on heroic difficulty. As such, these videos will show you the Mythic mechanics and focus on the strategy to defeat the Mythic version of the encounter. If you need a refresher on any of the baseline heroic abilities, check out the heroic guide for the encounter on our channel. The Mythic Rashok encounter is tuned to be a really tight numbers check, both DPS and HPS. You'll need to have cooldown timings on point, and your DPS need to absolutely maximize every bit of output that they can. With that said, let's get into the fight. There's two new mechanics for Mythic. Unleash Shadow Flame will deal minor Shadow Flame damage to the raid and drop 2 Shadow Flame energy circles on the ground. These will always be dropped at 45-degree angles from the front of the boss. These circles last 15 seconds and deal damage to anyone standing in them. When they expire, they'll explode, dealing minor damage to everybody and applying a roughly 300,000 healing absorb to the entire raid. If both circles explode, you wipe. Circles can be destroyed by dropping a Searing Slam onto one, which you'll need to do for every set. The other new mechanical change is that the overcharged debuff, the dot that's applied after the charged smash soak, does not expire. They can be removed by running over the conduit, that circle thing in the center of the room. Each debuff that's removed deals a pulse of raid-wide damage. Comp-wise, we recommend 2 tanks, 4 heals, and 14 DPS. Make sure everybody is absolutely pure single target. You'll need every ounce of DPS you can get. We found that if you manage positioning in a specific way, both of the boss and the raid, it'll help provide consistency from pool to pool, allowing the raid to both learn easier and further maximize damage. The boss rotates abilities in a set order, and you can adjust positioning throughout this rotation of abilities to control various mechanics. You'll always have the circle spawn first, followed by a Searing Slam, then a charged smash, then Doom Flames, and then repeat. This continues until the 3rd Searing Slam, at which time you get the frontal. Like in Heroic, immediately following the frontal, you drag the boss to the middle to trigger the intermission. You'll go through this entire dance twice, so let's go through positioning. At the very start of the pool, move the boss towards a wall. Doesn't matter which. Make sure he's about 10 or 15 yards away from the wall so the circles have space to spawn in front of him. If the boss is too close to the wall and the circles don't have space, they'll instead be spawned behind him, which is not ideal. Once the first circles spawn, have the target of Searing Slam pick one and drop the slam on it. Dodge the lava waves. Following this, the tanks should move the boss towards the center of the room. Obviously, you don't want to trigger the intermission here, just get him close to the middle. The entire raid will then want to soak the charged smash. You'll want to clear the debuffs in 3 separate groups called out by the raid leader so you don't blow up the raid. We recommend having melee clear first, ranged second, and tanks and heals third. Do not have more than 7 people clear at a time. As soon as the raid is healed up, call for the next group to clear, and get through this as quickly as you can. Once the stacks are cleared, the tanks should drag the boss all of the way to the wall, near where the first Searing Slam was dropped. Doom Flames comes out next, and having the boss against the wall prevents them from spawning in front of him, instead forcing them to all be behind him. Conveniently, the entire raid is standing behind the boss, making it much easier to soak. Ensure none of the soak circles get missed. Following the Doom Flames, you'll get the orbs again, so pull the boss back 10 to 15 yards from the wall, allowing the orb space to spawn near the wall. Rinse and repeat this until the 3rd Searing Slam happens, at which point you get the frontal, then trigger the intermission. The intermission here works exactly like in Heroic. Dodge the swirlies and pump the boss. A cool little tip here, if you have a prot pally, you can actually throw a spell warding on a ranged DPS to let them be completely stationary and just nuke the boss, which is definitely worth doing. Once the intermission ends, you'll repeat this entire process a second time. Keep all of the Searing Slam puddles on one half of the room relatively close to each other, so the other half of the room is completely clean. Following the second intermission, the conduit in the middle of the room deactivates, and from this point forward, you cannot clear the charged smash debuffs. In this last phase, drag the boss to the opposite side of the room from where you dropped all of the other Searing Slams. You'll do the same dance as before with the abilities in the same order. As a note to the healers, the Searing Slam in this last phase will almost always just kill the actual target unless they have a cooldown up, so be ready with externals to help keep your friends alive. For the charged smash in this phase, you don't need to bring the boss to the center of the room or really do anything special since you can't clear the debuffs. Following the charged smash, drag the boss to the edge of the room for the Doom Flames again, then back away from the wall for the second circles and the Searing Slam. After the second charged smash, you'll want to be pretty liberal with your use of health stones and health pots to help the healers out, and you'll likely also want healer throughput cooldowns to start rolling. For the third and final Searing Slam, you'll want to use all personal defensives and a raid-wide damage reduction cooldown like Diva Aura just to survive. Finish off the boss before he reaches 100 energy here and blows up the raid. If you enjoyed this guide, remember to like it and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch all of our previews, guides, kill videos, and more. A big thank you again to Kingston FURY for making guides like these possible. From everyone here at Method, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.